Okay, this is pretty much we're probably almost there, but like I said, we're probably gonna have to work on this one a little bit more because of, it's still a work in progress with the course. So this is just something to get us started, and then what we'll do is we'll work on the close tomorrow. But I know that with everything that you're doing, and then particularly, I think you said there's like some software or something. I know we'll have to kind of go back and tweak it some, but this will give us a pretty good, maybe what's the word I want to say? It'll give us a pretty good foundation. That's the word I'm looking for, to give us something that we can teach from. So all right, let's go ahead and let's just take it and run through it, and then you can give me your feedback once you've just taken a look whenever you can. Okay, so we're going to start right here. Okay, welcome to you tonight, and thank you for joining us on this live workshop where we will be showing you how to set up simple cash machines that generate profits on autopilot and how you can do the same. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're in for quite a treat, as I believe this is one of the most I made a mistake right there. Okay, let's start over. Okay. You're in for quite a treat, as I believe this is one of the most important components in achieving wealth and freedom. And these simple machines pay profits month after month. Now, it's a simple process, and anyone can start doing this over the next 7 days or less. And when I say anyone, I mean you. Okay? Simply put, if you can turn on the computer, press some keys, and click a mouse, then you can do this. So first, let's have a little bit of housekeeping, okay, before we go ahead and get started. And here's the first thing. I don't like to do this, but I have to do this for legal purposes. I have to give you a bit of a disclaimer. So I have to tell you that all information is not to be taken as legal advice, and there's no earnings guarantee for everyone. Okay, I have to say that for everybody that's on this call. I don't know you. I don't know your work ethic. Okay, if you want legal advice, you should consult an attorney because frankly, I'm not one. Also, I can't make any income claim guarantees because I don't know you personally or your work ethic. So everything shown tonight is based off of research or personal experiences. For questions and answers, we will have a Q&A session at the end, so I want you to know that I'm not ignoring you, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started. But before we do, let me just address one more point here, the technical issues. Sometimes these things can go glitchy, maybe the screen's not catching up with what I'm saying. If that happens, just let me know in the chat box area and I'll make sure to slow down and make sure that you get as much content and information. That's my goal tonight, to get that to you. So, okay, let's go ahead and let's continue. Okay, so here's a little bit about us, and this is where I'll add the about us part, okay, a little bit later. So let's go ahead and move on. Okay, my goal tonight on this live training is a simple one. Okay, I'm going to reframe how you do business online and get you set up as many of these simple cash machines as possible and get results as quickly as possible. Okay, I'm going to give you the formula for these simple cash machines, and my goal tonight is to do it within 45 minutes to 1 hour maximum. So with that being said, let's get it started. Okay, first I have a question. How many of you would like to be able to see money come in and day out with very minimal effort? Okay, I need to know that from you. I need you to put your answer in the chat box. Okay, and while you're doing that, let me ask you another question here. Okay, how would you like to see that process demonstrated right here in front of you, right in front of your eyes? Okay, put your answer in the chat box and let me know. Okay. All right, you can put a Y or yes or oh yeah in the chat box. Okay, now, thank you for your replies. I really appreciate it. It's going to help me know where I need to really focus on this live training. I do have slides prepared, but I like to make sure that when we're done, you walk away with the answers you need to be successful. So I want to let you know there is a right way to do this up front, okay? But the key is to do it the right way up front. There's a right way to do this, excuse me, but the key is to do it the right way up front. It doesn't mean that you get it 100% right, but you take the necessary steps to make sure when you have to tweak. I got to correct that. Okay. It doesn't mean you get it 100% right, but you take the necessary steps to make sure that when you move forward, all you have to do is tweak a few things, and it's very minimal. I got to reword that, how I wrote that. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now let me be honest with you. There's a lot of ways to make money online, and I mean a lot of ways. But really, no matter what you do, it really falls under one of three categories. And The main key I feel, now this is just me, the main key I feel is not just to make money, but to make money and have it coming in consistently with very little to no involvement at all. And that's what I want to discuss on this live training. So the question is, how can you do this? Well, the first thing is you need to have a system. That's the first thing, okay? But not just any system. You need to have the right system. And you've probably seen this term thrown all around over the internet or the marketing arena, but it's really one of the most powerful ways that anyone, and when I say anyone, I'm talking about you, can make money on autopilot as well as scale it to a higher amount. And when I say scale, I mean where you can grow it with just very minimal effort. Okay, so are you ready to learn what that is? Simple. It's sales funnels. Make no mistake about it. Sales funnels are super, let me reiterate that. Let me emphasize that. Super powerful. Listen, when you do it the right way, these cash machines, talking about sales funnels, can make you money for years to come. It's not just a one-hit wonder or the latest marketing fad. This is truly the power of sustainable recurring income that can pay huge dividends immediately and in the future when it's done right. I want you to let that sit in for a moment, okay? I want you to let that sit in for a moment. When it's done right, it can pay dividends immediately, like now, and in the future when it's done right. So here's what I want to do. I want to break the process down, but first let's take a look at the keys to some successful sales funnels, and then we're going to break it all down ourselves, and we're going to dig deep so we can get your cash machine going, okay? But first, I just got a few more questions, all right? I just need to ask this a few more questions. Remember, this is going to help me on this live training. So put your answers in the chat box, okay? I got to have your participation. Okay, first question is, how many of you use sales funnels now? Okay, go ahead and put your answer in the chat box. You can put me, no, whatever, okay? If you use them, just put it in the chat box. If you don't use them, just put don't in the chat box. That's fine. Okay, great. Okay, now, for those of you that do use them, are you seeing good conversions? Okay, go ahead and put a yes or no in the chat box. Let me know that. Okay, great. Thanks for that. Okay, now, if you aren't using them, if you are not using sales funnels in your business, why not? Okay, go ahead and put that in the chat answer area box, please. Okay, great. Thank you for your answers. All right, let's go ahead and let's jump in. Okay, sales funnel key number one, creating the offer. Now, here's where a lot of people get it wrong. I mean, like completely. They guess and try to give the market what they think the market wants instead of giving the market what it really wants. Okay, there's a major difference here. This can be the major difference between major success. I know I use major multiple times there, but it can be the difference between major success and total failure. Now, if you're unsure, the best way is just to ask the market what they want. And if you want to know how to get them to talk to you, then do like I do my kids. I just bribe them. So here are a few ways that you can accomplish this. Okay, people always want to get a gift, and they always want to voice their opinions, especially when their frustrations are concerned. So it really is simple as setting up a workshop like this one, or even maybe an opt-in form with a survey about a given product or situation in that particular market and getting feedback. And then to make sure that you're going to get the right feedback you want, you should ask them for what they think, not you, but what they think the solution would be. And don't be shy to ask if and what they would pay for that solution. Now, here's the thing. Don't give them the option of choosing a particular price. Okay, don't just leave it blank is what I'm saying. Have this already set up and give them options to choose from based off of your insight and research of the market. What we're looking for here is the true pain of the market and what they are willing to pay for that solution. Once we know that, then the next step is just to create it. Okay, if there's a good enough response, You then set up a pre-launch list and work on the product. Okay, another option would be to do some kind of early bird discount list. So where you say, hey, I'm going to make this, get on this list now. If you pay this price now, you'll be able to get it for this much and do this and all that kind of stuff. So that's another option that you can take right there. Okay, here's sales funnel key number 2. Convert and qualify. Now, let me tell you something, okay? We don't want everyone. We only want the best of people. We only want the best of people, okay? People that give a desired result that we can truly serve. Now, we don't want crybabies or whiners as much as we can help it. In some cases, you can't help it, but we want to try and weed it out where we don't really have to deal with those kind of people. So we want to target our market for everyone. Okay, now pay attention here because I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. Okay, we want to target our market, the market that's for the people. We want to target everyone in that market. That's key. Okay, I'm going to clarify that in a moment. So targeting the market for everyone, but it's not just for anyone. Okay, I know, and stick with me. I'm going to make sense here in a moment. Okay, however, in the end, we are looking to talk to that someone. Now notice the colors of each. Okay, blue is go out looking, red is stop, and green is a definite go. That's what you see right here on your screen. Okay, yellow slows us down to make sure we are approaching the right section of the market. Okay, so let me break this down further, what I'm saying here. Okay, so what do I mean by targeting the market for everyone? I mean that what we are trying to accomplish is we want to target that section of the market and not the entire market. Okay, so let me give you an example. If we're selling rainbow trout, okay, I'm just picking this off the top of my head. If we're selling rainbow trout tanks, we want to get as many rainbow trout enthusiasts into our funnel. Okay, so whatever market that is, we want to get to everyone in that market. That's what I mean here. Okay, so even though goldfish lovers are in a similar market, we don't want to include them. Okay, so we want to get everyone in our target market or the section or sector of our market. So if we drill down to maximize our focus as well as maximize the amount of people we can reach in our market specifically. Okay, this will equal more success in the long run, and we'll target the right people, thus making our advertising more effective and less costly in money and time. And we use a funnel gate to qualify everyone. Now, when it comes to anyone, we definitely don't want this, period. Okay, we don't want this. All right, if we use our example that we just used of rainbow trout lovers, then we don't want goldfish lovers, period. If that's the case, then if there's money to be made in the goldfish section, we set up a different funnel for them, but we don't want them on our rainbow trout funnel, period. Okay, it won't speak to them. We won't be able to connect with them because the lingo and language is going to be different, and we want to talk the lingo of the market. Okay, this is going to get us connected to them in ways the competition won't or won't care to do. You definitely use a funnel gate here because we want to discourage anyone who is not our ideal person. We need to weed them out. Okay, targeting these people makes you lose money because they don't spend money with you. Okay, this is just anyone. We don't want just anyone, but they take up space, and sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes they can drain you. Now, this is what we're talking about right here. This is who we're looking for. We're looking for that perfect someone. Okay, if we take our example of the rainbow trout lover, then this person, this ideal person, would have trout t-shirts, ton of fishing gear, and bait design for rainbow trout, and maybe even a tank full of them. In other words, we want a rabid lover of rainbow trout. This is the type of person where most of your money will come from. That perfect someone. That's who we want. That's who we want to get to. Okay, these people gladly walk through your funnel gate if you set it up and they raise their hands and say, market to me. That's what they say. This is the kind of person we want. So you might be saying, what is a funnel gate? Okay, it's simply a way of qualifying a person to see whether they are the right prospect for you to market to. This could be anything like an opt-in form, or maybe even a free ebook, or maybe something that you're giving away. Okay, the main thing is to get people you are looking for to raise their hands while disqualifying the rest. So the main idea here is to get the people that you're looking for, the people that are your target. You want to get them to raise their hands, but you want to disqualify everyone else. So you got to make them jump through some hoops to some degree. And in some cases, it's not about quantity, but it's really more about quality. I've seen cases where tens of thousands have been made from lists with only hundreds of people on it, and in reverse, only hundreds have been made with lists of people with lists that have thousands on them. I've seen the reverse. Okay, in the end, it's about having the right target and speaking to that pocket of people correctly, which I'm going to get to here in a moment. Okay, here's sales funnel key number 3. You got to test it. All right. The only way you know if something is going to pass the strain of the system is you have to put the pressure on it, right? Okay. So how will you know if a chair works if you don't sit in it? How will you know a pan can sit in the oven if you don't place it in the oven? In other words, what I'm getting at here is you have to test the funnel and expose it, for its flaws. Okay, this is going to allow you to tweak for any issues so you can maximize its success. Okay, don't be afraid to fail here. That's what we want. The sooner you do, the sooner you can get into profit. This isn't about pass or fail. It's as much as it is about understanding where the profit is. And this is why you have to stress test the funnel. Okay. Now, here's another key. Okay. Actually, it's our 4th key, which is knowing your metrics. Testing is going to allow you to see your metrics. And you need this if you're going to reach your goals. Now, numbers don't lie. I'm going to tell you that up front. Numbers do not lie. And once you know your numbers, you'll know where you need to improve. Now, if you're getting good results, then great. But you're still not done yet. It's time to test again. You want to test another traffic source or even another element on your sales page or opt-in page or whatever it is that you're sending traffic to. And then you want to see what the results are. Okay, did you get better results? Good. Now you know what you need to do to scale it. Okay, and so now you have a better grip on what it will take to reach your income goals. So I know I just gave you about 4 keys there for getting your sales funnel going, but before I continue, I just want to make sure you're still with me. Am I making sense so far? Okay, let me know if I'm making sense, and just put that in the chat box area, please. All right, great, good stuff. Okay, now that we talked about the keys, let's build your formula. Let's work on building the formula for your cash machines, your simple cash machines. I don't know why more people don't do this. Now, I'm going to say something here, okay? You're going to need to pay very close attention here, because the way most people tell you to build a funnel is incorrect in my opinion. And I know I'm going to probably ruffle some feathers here. The formula I'm getting ready to break down to you can be used by anyone, and honestly, you can use it right after you get off this live workshop. Okay, let's go ahead and let's take a look. Okay, here it is. It's DI plus MD, D as in David, plus IO, plus QT, T as in Tom, plus C as in cat, equals profits. You might be asking, what the heck is that? Okay, look at it again closely. Take a look. All right, you got it? All right, great. Let's go ahead and let's break it down. All right, DI equals desired income. MD equals market desire. IO equals irresistible offer. QT equals quality traffic. And C equals conversion. When you add all these together in the right sequence and do them right, it equals profits. Okay? Having these in place is what's going to bring in the money. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's dig a little further into each one. First up, let's talk about desired income, DI, okay? Now, I think this is where most people get it wrong. Okay, most people just go out and just get into a market. But I think the first place you start is your desired income goal. That's the first place that you start. You need to know what that specific number is that you're targeting, and then break that down into a daily number. The reason you start here is because you want to make sure that the market you're going into can support your goals. Otherwise, you're going to be very frustrated. There's no point of going into a market with a $100,000 goal and the market only spends $50,000 maximum. You'll have to split that with other competition also. So you're really going to be frustrated in your efforts and in yourself and in your ability to build this simple cash machine. So let's go ahead and let's take an example here, okay, with our desired income goal. Let's say you have a goal, like we just talked about, of $100,000. Now, you have that specific number that you're targeting. You got that. Okay, next, let's break that down into a daily goal by dividing that number by the amount of days in a year, which is 365, or at least in the US, that's what it is, okay? If we do that, then we arrive at a daily income of $273.98. Okay, so if we divide 100,000 by 365 days, we come up with $273.98 per day. Okay, that's what we're gonna need to make every day to reach our $100,000 a year income goal. Next, you need to know what your price point is to reach that daily goal. So in this case, if we had a $97 product that we were selling, we need to sell 4 a day. Okay, we need to sell 4 a day to reach our income goal and to cover any merchant fees that we might have. If we're going to do it with affiliates, then the only thing we need to do is double that number. So if we're going strictly off affiliates, then we'll need 8 a day from affiliates. Okay, so you see how that works. Okay, we need to know our price point. At 97, that's close to $400. So that gives us a little bit of a cushion to pay any merchant fees or anything like that. Okay, we could do it with 3, but I would just reach for 4 because it's easier that way. You have a little bit left over. It ensures that you're going to hit your income goal. You're not just barely making it. Okay, so next up is market desire, MD. The next thing you need to ask is if the market you're going into, whether or not that market spends money. Okay, if so, you need to know how much do they spend. Remember, this is key for your income goal. And then you'll need to know if they have disposable income, meaning after they pay all their bills, do they have any left over to spend on luxuries or indulgences? And finally, do they make repeat purchases? So let's go ahead and let's take another example. Okay, let's take the health and wellness industry. If we're looking to add an extra $100,000 to our bottom line, this will be a great industry to go into because it's a billion with a B as in boy, $1 billion market. So there's a lot of money in it, and it's way more than enough to support our desired income goal, And they do have disposable income because they continue to make repeat purchases. They don't buy just one workout program or spend on just one gym, okay, or just, maybe buy one vitamin or something like that. Their buying habits are key, especially during the break of warm weather and at the beginning of the year. Next up is the irresistible offer. This is the IO in our equation, okay? This basically needs to be something that is too good to pass up, like a trial offer or something like that. It's something that's so incredible. So incredible that the customer or subscriber think they're getting over on you. That's how you want this offer to be. And here's the thing, it doesn't always have to be a low price offer necessarily, even though it may be a loss leader or a low barrier to entry, but it does have to have an incredible amount of value, or at least perceived value, okay? And adding scarcity to it is going to increase the value even more. Once the customer or subscriber gets it, then that's going to help increase the positive reputation you'll have with them. And it also might be a loss leader product as well. So loss leader product is where you may not make any money on the front end when they first come in, but it's going to allow them to get into the funnel, which let me dig a little bit more into that. So you have to remember with this portion of the formula that it isn't always about turning a profit first as it is about getting the person into the funnel. Okay, getting them into the funnel is key. That's the task here. Okay, we want to get them in the funnel. If you can make a profit on the front end or break even better. But remember that the purpose for this offer is to get the right people in the funnel and then take them through the funnel while extracting more profit, as much profit as possible, by providing solutions to their desires and their wants. So think about that for a moment. That in some cases, depending on the funnel, depending on the niche, some cases, some people break even or they lose a little bit because they know they're going to make money on the back end where people go through the funnel. And this is the long-term vision that you need to have. This is how you need to think about it, okay? If you, and this is where your metrics come in, like we just talked about, where if you know your metrics, if you know that this person, they're going to buy a $7 product from you, it costs you $10 to get them, but 3 days later that 50% of them upgrade to a $100 product, then that's what you need to be working with here, okay? After the funnel is up, after you got it all set up, the next thing is to get traffic to the funnel, okay? And this is our QT, quality traffic. Now all traffic is not equal, okay? And you have to remember that. You would rather have 1,000 quality targeted visitors than 10,000 general visitors any day of the week. And if you don't know if a traffic source that you're getting ready to go into, you don't know whether or not it's going to be that kind of traffic source, then you want to test small, because testing small can help you discover whether or not it's going to be quality traffic. Okay, and here's just the point blank truth. Some media outlets are going to perform better than others. So you may buy traffic over here and it may not perform well as the traffic over here, because the traffic over here is more targeted. This is where most of the people hang out in section A, and in section B it's not so much. So this is why you test small, and then you get your results like we talked about, and then you start to scale it up where you start to expand. Okay, so like I said, just you start small, get your metrics or your numbers, and then that way you know where and when and how you can scale. All right, finally, you can see whether the funnel converts, and this is the C of our equation, which is conversion. Okay, you have to go through everything else. You have to get everything else up and running to get here, so you can have some place to measure from. And in some cases, it's not always a thing of it's going to go right. You just need to have a place to know where to correct from, if that makes sense. Okay, even if it doesn't work out on the first try, you'll know how to improve, and that's what's important here. All right, now having this in place is going to let you know how much time or money or both you can spend on acquiring a customer. This is the key to knowing how much of a return on investment or ROI you'll have, and whether or not it can be increased with tweaking to improve the funnel. So that's our basic funnel. Okay, now we're going to add one more element to it to increase it exponentially. Just this one little addition can boost our bottom line drastically. So what is that one little addition? Okay, I get it right here on the screen. I want to know, can anyone guess what they think it might be? Go ahead and put it in the chat box if you think you know. Go ahead and put it in there. I want to see if someone can figure it out. Okay, all right, let's move on. The S is segmentation. This is the one little addition to our formula. Okay, this is where it starts to get really good, because while we already have a targeted audience or customer list, we're now able to get even more specific. Okay, we'll be able to speak directly to the desires of specific people even more and start an entirely new funnel. And what that means, there's more money to be made while serving more customers and subscribers. So here's an example. Let's take the weight loss market. Okay, now if we started our funnel with how to lose weight, we will be targeting a more direct group of people, which is fine. But now that we have those people on our list, we're going to segment to drill down. In this case, we'll target women 40 years and over to start a separate funnel for them. We can give them offers just for their needs specifically, and get them on a separate list and segment them. So we can do things like recipes, quick recipes or something like that, if they're moms or something like that, and even some kind of program that's tailor-made just for them and their body needs, which may be different from that of a 20-year-old woman. You see how that works? So now we're going to segment and have a list just for women over 40, and then we're going to start to target them, and we can set up an entirely different funnel just for this. Segmenting your list is what helps bring even more profits, because now you get even more specific, and whereas you're not sending a general email out to everyone, now you're going to start sending out specific emails that's going to speak directly to the needs of your people. Okay, that's as far as I got, bro. Probably some more content and then start to work on the offer. That's 43 slides so far. That's roughly about half an hour worth of content. I was kind of going fast up front. So that's where we are with that. And then I'll start to work on maybe some more content and then start to bring in the close and look to get this wrapped up by tomorrow. Okay. All right.